just off the Brewer Lake Road.
General Rental Center has been serving Central Maine with equipment and tool rentals for more than 30 years. Our extensive inventory contains everything you need to get the job done right. Our professional, knowledgeable staff is here to make sure that you get the highest quality rental items to complete your project and that they have been serviced and maintained to the highest standards. Power brooms to get that sand off the lawn, leaf blowers, brush chippers, stump grinders, aerial lifts, tillers, and excavators. We rent most everything. If you don't see it in our online catalog, please ask for it. If we don't have the item you need, we would be happy to help you find it.
When it comes to covering local news,
stories that matter,
things that affect you, there's no better place to turn than right here on Fox 22.
We make the most of your time, keeping it local and giving you the facts.
Especially when they are breaking, because there is nothing more important to all of us than getting it right.
Local news weeknights at 10 with Beth Jones and Peter Dubois on Fox 22.
Welcome to your family fun entertainment center, Movie Rocket Entertainment Galaxy. Movie Rocket has newly renovated cinemas, and the Starcade features all the best video and arcade games around. Plus, kids 7 and under can enjoy the inflatable bounce house at Galaxy Jump.
This Memorial Day weekend, remember those who gave the ultimate sacrifice.
Naturalists are advocating to protect a hidden gem along the coast. Plus, a committee of BMV officials held an open forum to discuss the Secretary of State's new vanity plate rule. And a large settlement has reportedly been approved for the UMaine at Augusta president who recently bowed out amid controversy. The 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 starts right now.
Now, your primetime local news leader. Fox 22 News at 10.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Dylan Holloway. First tonight, Maine State Police are currently investigating a single vehicle crash that took place in Castle Hill last night. According to a statement from the Maine State Police, a juvenile driver lost control of his GMC pickup while driving west on State Road in Castle Hill around 9 p.m. last night. They say the 17-year-old driver lost control while attempting to avoid a deer in the road. The vehicle went into a ditch, rolled numerous times, and came to rest in a large patch of trees. Presque Isle Fire and Ambulance Service responded to the scene and transported both the driver and his passenger to Northern Light A.R. Gould Hospital with serious injuries. State police say driver inexperience and speed were a factor in the crash and that neither occupant was wearing a seatbelt. The crash is currently under investigation, and we are being told that no further information is available at this time. A committee of BMV officials held an open forum to hear those both in favor and against the Secretary of State's new vanity plate rule on Friday. Yesterday, we visited the state capitol to learn more.
On Friday, the Vanity Plate Review Committee held a public hearing on the Secretary of State's recently drafted rule regarding obscene license plates. Maine Secretary of State Shanna Bello says this new rule will decide how vanity plates are denied or rescinded.
And so we've put in place a very careful process. We've set up a committee to review vanity plates to determine whether they meet the definition of obscene or profane, and as well as an appeals process.
Bello says the appeals process allows someone who gets their vanity plate denied or rescinded to appeal that decision to an independent hearing officer, giving them an opportunity to have their case heard. During the public hearing, a representative of the American Liberties Union of Maine spoke against the license plate rule.
The proposed rule violates the First Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. Under the First Amendment, the government cannot ban, quote, speech expressing ideas that offend. The Supreme Court has recognized that a desire to give offense is a viewpoint, and that, therefore, banning speech motivated by a desire to offend is viewpoint discrimination.
According to its website, the ACLU of Maine is the state's guardian of liberty and prioritizes such issues as criminal legal reform, reproductive freedom, racial justice, LGBTQ rights, women's rights, freedom of expression, freedom of speech and religion, and privacy.
What we have heard from parents and grandparents and concerned citizens is that they want to be the ones that are determining when their children are old enough to be reading obscenity, profanity, words that connote violence or sexual acts.
The committee will have up to 120 days to review all public comments on the new rule before deciding if any changes are necessary.
If I can't say it on the news, The government shouldn't be producing it on government-owned license plates.
Once all public comments are reviewed and possible amendments made, the rule will be finalized.
Schools in RSU 67 took extra safety precautions Friday morning following a potential threat. A message posted on the RSU website said they became aware of a potential threat that had been made Friday. The Lincoln Police Department was contacted and was on site immediately. Police Chief J.D. Sparks says they received information from a student about a possible threat that was made while talking with the person on social media. Sparks says the person who allegedly made the threat was not associated with the school district in any way, but the school restricted access in and out of the buildings as a precaution. According to Sparks, there was no immediate threat to students or school personnel. RSU 67 includes the towns of Lincoln, Mattawamkeag, and Chester. Well, a settlement has reportedly been approved for the University of Maine at Augusta president who recently bowed out amid controversy. Michael LaLiberty, who announced he was declining to take the job that he was scheduled to start on August 1st, will be paid at least $235,000 in the first year, which will be paid in a lump sum on July 1st. If LaLiberty fails to obtain another job, then he'll receive his full salary for another 2 years, or he'll receive the balance if he receives a lower-paying job. University of Maine System Chancellor Dannell Malloy has been criticized for failing to disclose to a search committee that LaLiberty was the subject of no confidence votes at his previous job, which was at State University of New York at Delhi. In fact, Malloy has found himself on the receiving end of several no confidence votes since the controversy began. He has since apologized for the handling of the job search. The Searsport Fire Department is rallying support for one of its own after he was diagnosed with terminal colon cancer. Sarah Jordan has the story.
41-year-old Jeremy Ward has been living his dream as a firefighter until one day he and his family received terrible news.
We were all really, really shocked that he, number one, was diagnosed with cancer, but also the stage of the cancer.
Jeremy was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer with no symptoms in July of 2020.
It's terrifying. Because you think about it, if he hadn't gone and got tested, at stage 4, how much time would he have had he not gone and got tested?
Jeremy's wife, Misty, says the colon cancer first spread to the liver and now has spread to his lungs. She says it's been tough keeping up with the medical expenses for his procedures with no insurance.
Now we're about $21,000 in debt, just in medical bills that we haven't covered or paid for yet.
Misty says they traveled 2.5 hours to Portland for Jeremy's radiation treatment. She says with gas prices skyrocketing, it's not making it any easier.
Handle the car rides back and forth, especially after treatments. I think that would be way too much on him. That's why we are thinking that if we could stay, we have a camper, if we got raised enough money for a campground to stay down there close to Scarborough, the cancer center.
Jeremy spent 12 years volunteering for the Searsport Fire Department. Chief Andy Webster is a longtime friend of Jeremy's and says he's a hardworking and dedicated firefighter.
Day or night, alarm goes off, Jeremy will be here. And this is Jeremy's truck right here, and I can always count on Jeremy bringing it.
Misty says the outpouring support of the community and his Searsport Fire Service family has been fulfilling.
We have a cancer boot we put out for people to fill, and we usually give it to a participant in town that has cancer. So we're going to donate that money to him this year.
Jeremy's family started a GoFundMe page in an effort to help pay for Jeremy's medical expenses. In Searsport, I'm Sierra Jordan reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Naturalists are advocating to protect a hidden gem along the coast. Our AJ Douglas took a walk on the Little River Trail in Belfast today as environmental educators explained why this natural resource should remain untouched.
It's nerve-wracking to think that something this wonderful could be destroyed or just altered. Right now, there's no legal way to defend nature.
Saturday, biologists, naturalists, and engineers invited Belfast community members to the Little River Watershed Trail, all pushing a common goal to educate people about the environmental impacts that a large-scale aquafarm would have on the natural resource.
We do have the pressure of the salmon farming industry, who wants to be right here where we're standing.
Naturalist Chloe Chun wants people to be mindful of the 168 diverse plant species and 88 species of birds that reside along the trail. Chun says each species relies on the other to survive.
They need a lot of different conditions, which we have along the trail: wet, dry, flat, steep, water, woods, and so it's an important way to preserve them by keeping it rural and wild.
Naturalists argue if people don't know how to enjoy nature, how will they know when it's time to protect it?
Well, this little river, it is a greenbelt for our city, and so few cities actually have this beautiful natural area, and all the wildlife that would want to come from the sea and work its way inland would use this kind of corridor to make its way inland.
Organizers say they are not content after the industrial fish farm was denied access to their sacred borders because of the lack of communication.
I feel like it's an important time for local citizens to come together and be able to choose what happens in their own town. We didn't have a vote. The city met with the International Corporation for 4 months behind closed doors.
Advocates say the halt of an industrial aqua farm coming to their coast feels like a pause, not a stop, which is why they will be planning more opportunities to help community members make informed decisions that reflect their home. In Belfast, AJ Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
All righty, let's turn things over to Conrad Supinski, who's in now with the first look at our forecast. Conrad?
Thank you so much, Dylan. And yeah, another muggy day out there with some rain showers, a line of thunderstorms pretty much running right through our area, and a good amount of moisture still associated with this low pressure system. But luckily, most of it is to the south, and it will stay to the south, and this system will finally move and out of our area. But check out these temperatures for today. Really warm temperatures have finally made it back into the area with 60s and 70s, even close to 80 degrees here in Bangor. So a nice weather day out there today besides that rain. But tonight, temperatures will continue to drop into the low 50s. Dylan?
All right, thanks, Conrad. Still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, the City of Bangor's Community Connector will be temporarily suspending their Saturday service. Find out why. And a Portland woman is showing her appreciation for first responders. Those stories and more local news when we come back.
The best value for your money is always at the Furniture Gallery. And now, take advantage of even extra savings during the Furniture Gallery's Memorial Day sale with truckloads of new inventory. Bring home the perfect living room set, dining set, recliner, and mattress. If it's in stock, it's yours to take home today. Open your camper cottage this year with a new mattress. And receive a free bundle on all closeout mattresses. Don't forget to check out our selection of outdoor furniture, too. The Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, Gorham, and North Windham.
At Hashie's Auto Enhancing, our focus is on the appearance, longevity, and value of your vehicle. Does your undercarriage look like this? You can go from this to this. And if you have a new vehicle, you can avoid this. Our annual undercoating service will add years of life to your vehicle. At Hashie's, we also do Rhino linings. We can Rhino rocker panels, bumpers, trailers, side-by-sides, and more. We take pride in making your ride shine inside and out. Book one of our detailing packages.
Bring your ride to us to protect your investment.
Take your waterfront experience to the next level and enjoy life on the water to the fullest with a Shoremaster dock system from Hammond Lumber Company.
Many of the area golfers keep returning to the Pine Hill Golf Course, offering one of the area's best greens, well-manicured practice greens, and spacious driving range to improve your game. Bring your family to Pine Hill Golf Course to play a challenging yet relaxing round of golf at an affordable rate. Our clubhouse is a great place to eat, drink, and learn. Don't miss your shot to play an affordable round of golf at Pine Hill Golf Course, open to the public and members. Pine Hill Golf Course, just off the Brewer Lake Road.
An electrifying weekend of USFL action continues on Fox. The league-leading Birmingham Stallions take on the Pittsburgh Maulers. Touchdown! Real football for real fans. The USFL, Sunday at 2 Eastern on Fox.
America's best bakers race to gather the clues and bake the mystery dessert.
But did you make the right dessert?
Crime Scene Kitchen, Tuesdays at 8 on Fox.
Anyone looking at me and talking to me would never know that I had it.
It's a condition that can affect anyone at any age or stage of life.
Yeah, you feel out of control. It's time is the only thing that really makes the difference.
We'll dig deeper into the battle with Bell's palsy Tuesday on Fox 22 News at 10.
Welcome back, everyone. Governor Janet Mills is vowing to fight Central Maine Power's plan to raise rates. The company says it's necessary to improve reliability and upgrade the grid. But opponents, like the governor, argue now is not the time, as consumers are already struggling with record-high inflation.
We really need to begin our work now.
Central Maine Power is unveiling a 3-year plan called Powering Maine. Spokesperson Catherine Hartnett says it would make improvements to the grid and reliability, offer more tools for customers to monitor usage, and upgrade automation to better manage outages.
So to be able to restore more quickly and to reduce the numbers of customers impacted by each outage.
CMP says it needs to raise rates on the delivery portion of your bill to pay for these investments. The company notified the Maine Public Utilities Commission on Thursday that it intends to file a formal request this summer. The average residential customer would see their monthly bill increase by about $10 over the next 3 years. It would increase by $5 the first year and $2.50 in years 2 and 3.
The timing is unfortunate. We are facing very high energy costs now.
Public Advocate Bill Harwood says his office has been flooded with calls from ratepayers who are already struggling. Governor Janet Mills is calling on CMP to hold off. Quote, "There is simply no way that increasing folks' electricity bills right now can be considered just and reasonable. I will fight this."
Why now at a time when consumers are already facing record high inflation and skyrocketing energy costs?
We recognize that it is a tough time for Mainers right now. We all understand that. What this plan proposes is to be predictable, so that for $5 a month, starting a year and a half from now, you'll be able to see the benefits of these upgrades.
Once CMP files its formal request, Harwood says his office will pore over every page.
So the question will be, do they really need more revenue than what they have today? Because they've got a lot of revenue already built into the rates for that.
A judge is considering a motion by the state to throw out a lawsuit over the system that provides attorneys to those who can't afford them. The class action lawsuit by the American Civil Liberties Union of Maine contends the current system is failing to ensure the constitutional right to effective counsel. An assistant attorney general told the judge Thursday that the ACLU of Maine failed to show rights were violated. Maine is the only state without a public defender's office. Instead, it relies on private attorneys willing to take the cases. The City of Bangor's Community Connector service will temporarily be suspending on Saturdays due to an ongoing shortage of drivers. According to a release from the City of Bangor, the Community Connector will discontinue its Saturday service until further notice beginning June 18th. This includes both fixed route and ADA paratransit service. In a statement, Assistant City Manager Courtney O'Donnell said, quote, "We understand this change to the bus service will negatively impact some riders and want everyone to know that we did not reach this decision lightly. City officials determined that this service interruption is necessary from an operational standpoint and believe that this approach is the best option currently available. Potential applicants are encouraged to visit bangormaine.gov/employee for employment opportunities." Well, 7th graders at All Saints Catholic School in Bangor released nearly 200 Atlantic salmon into the Kenduskeag Stream Friday in an effort to help the endangered species. It was the culmination of a science project for the students who raised the young fish from the time they were eggs.
We've been monitoring them to release them eventually, and we've been watching the temperatures, and we've been just...
Maine's rivers are among the last in the United States with wild Atlantic salmon populations, but their numbers have dwindled due to dams and overfishing. The project was part of a collaboration with the Maine Atlantic Salmon Federation, which provides materials and mentoring to schools around Maine. Lobster prices are dipping somewhat just before Memorial Day weekend, which marks the unofficial start of the industry's critical summer season. The price of lobster and seafood at large has shot up in recent years. The cost for lobster fishermen increased by about 60% last year, but lobster prices appear to be leveling off. Some retailers are selling the price crustaceans for a couple dollars less than last year. Members of the industry said the price to fishermen at the docks is also falling at a time when they are struggling with high bait and fuel prices. The Literacy Volunteers of Bangor are holding their annual Literacy Tea fundraiser event. It will take place next weekend on June 5th at John Baptist Memorial High School. The event showcases an award-winning children's book author, Amy McDonald, and her book Little Beaver and the Echo. Organizers say the feel-good story holds an important message for kids navigating their social lives. Guests can tour dozens of tables featuring many popular children's books while enjoying refreshments served tea party style. Proceeds from ticket sales benefit the nonprofit Literacy Volunteers of Bangor. The link to purchase tickets can be found on our website at foxbangor.com. Longtime troop greeters from the Bangor International Airport remembered their friends who've passed away over the past couple of years. They held a ceremony Friday morning in honor of dedicated troop greeters at BIA who passed away between May 2019 to May of 2022. These dedicated troop greeters have welcomed thousands of military servicemen and women who've made their way to Bangor. Greeter Kathy Zernecki has been a volunteer for 19 years.
It's important to us that we show the troops today that we appreciate what they're doing for us. We're going to welcome them home with open arms and just tell them how much we appreciate them.
Greeter service dogs who passed away were remembered during Friday's ceremony as well. A Portland woman is showing her appreciation for first responders. In the past few years, Yolanda George has had 4 heart attacks on top of other health problems. Now doctors tell her she doesn't have much longer to live, and she wants to use that time to thank everyone that has fought for her health along the way. Megan Wilgos shows us just how she's doing that.
My way of saying thank you is cooking for them.
61-year-old Yolanda George started cooking her family's secret barbecue recipes at 2 a.m. for the Portland Ladder 3 firehouse crew, who worked just a few hundred feet away from her house.
We've been to a couple of calls for her at her house. She was not feeling well, having some chest pain.
Yolanda's first heart attack was in 2016 at her house in Puerto Rico when Hurricane Maria hit.
My heart was just working 25%.
3 more heart attacks followed her first.
The doctor told me about 3 weeks ago that I'm going to need a heart transplant if I want to live.
Yolanda's also experiencing kidney failure and diabetes. Doctors say her sugar levels would need to be down for 6 months to even be considered on Boston's waiting list for an organ transplant.
And when she told me, well, we can just make you comfortable, that's just like writing me off. So, I was scared to sleep at night because I thought I wasn't going to wake up.
For whatever time she has left, she says she wants to show her appreciation to first responders like the Portland firefighters.
If it wasn't for them, I don't think I'd be sitting here. Well, we have honey butter cornbread.
She's very inviting, very warm, caring. When we arrive, even in her worst day, she's Yolanda.
But the firemen say their favorite days are seeing Yolanda when she chooses to visit on her own. They say they often transport patients and never hear from them again. They encourage others to follow Yolanda's lead and stop by if they can.
Our doors are literally always open on good days and figuratively on every day.
I'd rather check in on somebody and, ease their nerves and, meet a new, friend. And then to come in the middle of the night when there's something actually bad.
Be well, okay?
All right, thank you.
Okay, when we return from break, the latest on the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. And updates on the investigation into the tragic school shooting in Texas. We'll be right back with more.
Join us at Village Variety in Glenburn for hand-tossed pizza, sandwiches, salads, and more. We have been in business for more than 20 years and are very active in the local community, open 7 days a week.
He's the GOAT.
He wishes he was the GOAT.
Please, your guy's a joke.
I know my guy's the GOAT.
Heated argument? Cool it down with a Mitsubishi electric heat pump from Dave's World, the GOAT of heat pump installers.
Whenever Maine Wood Floors wants to know the weather, they log on to foxbangor.com. Whether you're searching to add beauty with a new hardwood floor or need to restore your old one, Maine Wood Floors is your hardwood flooring expert in Mid-Coast Maine.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
Hey, everyone, listen up. It's time to take back the summer.
Quit